So I'm Jim Hennington. I'm the CEO of Jubilacion, qualified actuary. In this video, we're going to be talking about what factors you should consider when planning your retirement. Okay, so there's an awful lot you need to consider when planning retirement. Some of the most important ones are what level of income you think you'll need, or how much you think you'll need to spend in retirement. Another one is when you want to retire. Other ones are whether you've got a spouse, is obviously a pretty major one. Things like life expectancy, your health, what type of investments you use, whether you want to spend more in the early years and then less later, working part-time, all sorts. In terms of determining what annual income you'll need in retirement, there's a couple of benchmarks out there. So there's the Australian Superannuation Fund Association. So they have a benchmark, I think it's around 64,000 per year for a couple. But another rule of thumb I like to use is, you might base it on, say, 2/3 of what your salary was while you were working. That's a good one. Another one is just to simply look at how much you spent last year, and that helps you put together a bit of a budget of, what you tend to spend on, and is that going to continue in retirement? Yes, so most Australians will get some age pension at some point. It is means tested though. In general, people reach the qualifying age around age 67. A lot of people find it's means tested in those early years. So if you've got more income or wealth above a threshold, they start to phase out what you get from the government. But as you get older, you may find you draw down your money as you live in retirement, and you can find that you go below those thresholds and start to get more age pension. So what I can tell you is retiring earlier, you tend to need to have saved more money because you're drawing on your own assets for those extra years. So it ends up being a trade-off of, what lifestyle you want to have, when you retire, and how much you need to have saved up. So your current age, it's linked also to when you want to retire, because your current age, it determines how many years left you've got to save up. If you're contributing to superannuation and you're retiring in 5 years' time, you're going to save less than if you're retiring in 10 years' time. Yep, so your income obviously determines how much you're able to save, but it probably also determines what your living standard is and what your expectations probably are about how much you're going to want to spend when you retire. So, it kind of influences both of those. So your current super balance, it's almost like your main fuel tank for retirement. So the higher your balance, the more options you've got in terms of retiring earlier or having a higher living standard when you do retire. Your current balance, that is your nest egg. And if it's not high enough, you might want to put more in. If it's great, then you could consider retiring sooner or having a better lifestyle. As a rule, there's a minimum amount that employers must contribute into everyone's superannuation. So at the moment, it's 10.5% of salary. They intend to increase that in the future, but people can rely on that going in. Yeah, your relationship status in retirement is vital. There's a lot of the rules are tested at household level. So, for example, the age pension, the government pension, it looks at your age and your spouse's age It looks at your combined assets. But also it's your life expectancy. So, couples have got 2 chances of living a long time, and you've got to look at the age of both people when calculating all that. So yeah, this is what Jubilacion specialise in. So we have got a very sophisticated model where we sit down and work with people to understand their current situation and what their main plans are. We then do a projection of all their income sources for the rest of their life and help them understand it, and then help them make any trade-offs they might need to. So we quantify any trade-offs, like, what if I save more? What if I work a bit longer? Whatever decisions are most pertinent to each household, each person, we're able to take that into account. So it's really easy to contact us. Just go onto the website and give us a call. That's probably the easiest way. Otherwise, drop us an email or use the contact form.